Oh, I don't know. I mean, that's just, I mean, it's a great storyline, so you can all run with it. We just felt like, you know, we'd been talking and doing the same things and going over the same things, like, hey, we got to defend better at point of attack. Hey, we got to block off. Hey, we got to do this. And I just think that, you know, in some ways they were struggling, and we just felt we needed a day away from basketball. At some point, it had to be fun for them. They had to just step away and do something different, so we just did. We could have spent 2 more days preparing like we always have, and it had been the same story, you know, it in the same message. We got to, you know, here's how we're playing ball screens. We just felt like we needed to get away and do something different. But we wanted to do something together. We talked about bowling. They wanted not to do anything athletic. So we talked about not that bowling is real athletic, but I mean, they just wanted to do, you know, so I thought it was good. And then we had our prep yesterday, and, you know, it's not like the prep in some ways was very much like Utah in terms of how we're going to handle ball screens and the stuff they ran. And it was really more about us. It was just more about us trying to have fun and feel good about one another, win or lose. And I thought we did that. I thought that they approached the game differently. They felt better. And that doesn't mean everybody feels great about how they played, you know, but they just collectively across the board, it wasn't like, well, I was open, I didn't get the ball. It was just, they tried to share the ball, they tried to move the ball, they tried to play help side defense, and that's made all the difference in the world, just in terms of how the attitude was and the feeling in the locker room.
So the play day was on Thursday and practice yesterday?
Well, I'm not sure where play day is the right terminology. I mean, you know, I mean, my kids had play day when they were in elementary school, but it was.
That was on Thursday?
Yes.
As far as this game here today, it seems like just a simple matter of, as you talked about all season, playing hard and playing with some spirit. Is that the end result?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, we're not a great shooting team. You know, Colorado's a good defensive team, and, you know, they forced us into some different things, and but I thought we tried to move the ball. I thought defensively, I thought Utah, we played really good defense. I thought, generally speaking, we did a good job defensively in this game. We kept moving people around, have different matchups. Obviously, Xavier Johnson was very good early. He's a very good player. I'm not sure he's that good, but he pretty much dominated early. And then the second aspect was they kicked us on the boards. They just were dominating the board. Scott's very big, very long-armed, and he did a nice job. But late in the game, I thought both Richard and David really went to work, rebounding the ball and being a little more physical in there. And we tried Tyrone on Johnson, and ultimately we put Richard on Johnson. They created some matchup problems for us because they're pretty big. I mean, Johnson's a big, strong kid at the 3. And we're not very physical, so they created some matchup problems for us. But I thought Justin, up until that last possession where the C parted, did a really good job on Booker, you know, and worked hard to stay with him. And so, again, it was, there's probably 3 other games that we could have had this result 1 by 1, you know, that we didn't and lost close. So this time it was our turn, and the good news for us is, all that being said, we get the 4th seed, which is, you know, at the start of the season, if you say, hey, you're in the top 4, you'd say, I like that, and that's where we are. So, you know, I would say there's no pictures like on my golf card, but there actually probably is video evidence of this. But at the end of the day, that's where we are. We're 4th, and that's what we wanted to do. If we had any chance at all, we missed other opportunities to get ourselves there. But when the season's over with, 18 games, that's where we are.
Mike, this was a case where you missed your last 10 shots, and yet they still kept playing defense and working hard, which has been something you've talked about all season. It's not what's happening when the offense goes.
The head's not getting down. There was a lot of energy in the huddles. You know, nobody seemed to want to throw in the towel. Nobody was down. They, you know, kept talking about, let's get a stop, you know. And really, for most for a lot of teams in our league, it's about how much fight you have, if you're willing to fight through stuff. And for a lot of us, it makes the difference between winning and losing. So for us being able to do that, I felt really good about it. And you guys were on the same page. And that made all the difference in the world. And we could have given in coming into the game, and then we made some bad plays or missed some shots, and all of a sudden got down. We could have given in, but we made some big plays, and so it was a real. I mean, I just told them it going in, team. That's what we emphasized, and I thought that's what we got. Not everybody was perfect, but did a pretty good job.
You talk about Justin, just his determination down the end. He had first back, it looked like
he played a lot of minutes, 45 to be exact. In fact, we had a lot of heavy minutes out there. We kind of had a little offensive, defensive situation going on, but we had lineups out there where Justin kind of was the only guy that was scoring the ball. We had a hard time getting it deep, and Richard made some plays, but Justin was a warrior. He's 5 for 17, but he gets to the basket, and he's going to make his foul shots, and that's a tremendous asset to have. We put Ricky Kreklow in some ball screens, and I thought he passed it really well. He had 6 assists. Obviously, we'd like to see him make some shots, but he dished it a little bit, took a little pressure off some of the other guys. But we kind of had offense, defensive substitutions a little bit. We kept discussing on the bench, well, we're better defensively, but who's going to shoot it? Type thing. And so then you say, well, but if we put this group in, maybe we get a shot, but we might give up. So it was back and forth with that. We tried a little offensive, defense, substitution. So.
Bird had some difficulties at times on defense, but you need to lift a little bit on offense too.
Well, the truth of the matter is there have been times when anybody would make a shot who would give us a lift, where we're just looking around and can't score, and it's like, what do we do, and it seems to fall on Justin's shoulders. And for Bird to go in and hit a 3 was huge, and the one basket that he hit going to his right, which was probably not your all-time shot selection. I don't know how many times that'll go in, but it did. So, I mean, just 7 points is something that, I mean, if you look at Ricky and Ty with all those minutes, didn't have 7 points. He had 7 between them. So that's where we've been a lot, where we just have a really hard time scoring. It puts such a premium on our defense. And, you almost have to pitch a shutout sometimes. We were down 3, and, Travis makes the comment, well, we got to get some scorers in there. We can't pitch a shutout. We're down. So we got to have somebody who can shoot it. And then we got a break and made some misses.
Anything you can do in that regard to improve at this point of the season?
Well, I think with Ty, it's a little bit of confidence deal, Tyrone.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's lost his confidence. I mean, we had that issue early. We talked about the starting lineup and maybe having wings that weren't great shooters. And the thing is, you can't – I don't ever like to have a kid pass up open shots, because he drives and kicks the next guy, and he doesn't, and he drives, and where are you going to go? We did get 14 and 12 at both low posts, which was really nice. But at some point, if we're going to be a real good basketball team, guys are going to have to make 3 for 8, 5 for 8 at some point, and that's where we just have to keep trying to get shot selection and confidence and rhythm and practice and all that stuff.
You go into next week feeling a whole lot different than you would have had this not gone this way?
Well, I mean, we needed some way to move smartly there, John.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We needed some positive vibes. I don't think there's any question. I mean, you can't just keep beating these kids over the head and not getting any positive reinforcement. We needed something good to happen. I mean, there's been other games that we could have won just as easily as this game. It didn't. And it kind of wears on you. I mean, the other night at Utah, the difference was Taylor hitting 2 threes. We couldn't answer that. Those 2 threes make all the difference in the world. If he misses those and we hit 2 threes, it's a different game. We win. I mean, it's kind of as simple as that, really, in a lot of ways. So yeah, I mean, it's going to give us a little bit more confidence going in, and just a little bit of feel good. I mean, despite the well-chronicled difficulties we had, we're still 19 wins. We're still 4th in the league. I mean, you know, are we, you know, top 10 team? Probably not, but that's where we ended up after 31 games and 18 games of league.
Looks like you might play Colorado again.
Colorado, Washington State winner, yep,
Yeah.
no question.
Is that a good thing that you just did your prep for? Or?
Well, it's not so much prep, you know. I mean, obviously you're hoping that, I mean, I think they've got some guys that can have better games, Booker and Scott, capable of having big games, and they'll do what they can to take the people that had good games for us. You know, they're solid basketball. Tad's a very good coach, very solid, you know, and they've done a really nice job losing their best player. They've had some guys step up, and it's just going to be, you know, trying to make the adjustments and figure out where they were able to get us, and then we're going to have to turn around, and they're going to probably do the same thing to us, and we're going to have to make adjustments.